Hi, this is Lucky Robin, and this is update 15 for the 2016 French Biointensive Organic Raised Bed Garden series. So I'm building the soil back up in this bed. This was the garlic and lettuce bed, and there were a few onions in here too. I've put down a layer of rabbit manure and a layer of 5-in-1, and I'm working on my second layer of rabbit manure, and then I'll put another layer of 5-in-1, and then I'll replant this bed. Over here, I've been getting some pretty good harvests off of the purple basil this week. Probably maybe the last 10 days I've gotten to harvest off of it twice, which is pretty good for purple basil. The green onions are getting pretty big. I've got another flush of berries coming here, and some nice growth. I've got to get in here and weed though. I've got some grass coming up. It comes out really easy. Everything in the raised beds does. So starting to get a little bit of a die down on some of these potato vines. Most of them still look pretty good, but as the blossoms go away, the vines are going to start to die down now, which is what we want. I think I'm going to go ahead and toss these little tomato plants. They were back up more than anything. This one, however, is doing pretty well, so I probably will keep it. The petunias continue to bloom and make me very happy. There's something about the black and red contrast I really like. You know, got lots and lots of flowers on the cayennes, and I noticed this morning that I have one little cayenne starting. Yeah, gotta get in here and weed this grass out too. So the shallots and the onions are getting some nice size in here. And the calendula is doing nicely. It'll be a while, of course, before it gets big enough to flower, but I'm really impressed with how well it's done considering how late I planted it in the season. Those onions over there are doing nicely as well. And I've been harvesting the yarrow. The echinacea still hasn't bloomed. Maybe next week. Gotta get out here and deadhead some more on those. Senecia, I think it is. The living sorrel is going to seed, which I want it to. This sorrel is also going to seed, and I'm letting it. The geranium is still flowering nicely, and the heliotrope has flowers on it really nice this week. Okay, I have no more blossoms on my snow peas, and I am getting these now, which are big and lumpy. So, well, that one's not in good shape. So the big and lumpy ones, I'm just leaving these. These are going to be my seeds. And there are a few that are still flat, and I'm just going to let those size up and pick them. But all of the ones that are swollen, those are going to be my seeds. Now my carrots are doing pretty well. I've been thinning as needed. And they're starting to get, let's see, starting to get decent size. See if I can show you around. But the thinnings that I have pulled, they're not very long yet. They're about 5 inches. Some are longer, but then the longer ones are really thin. So it's just not time quite yet. The radishes that are in here, they don't seem to be doing all that great. And maybe it's just not enough light. I don't know. I'm probably going to plant more soon elsewhere. Okay, over here, the few parsnips that are coming up look like they're doing fairly well. The few carrots that survived the squirrel. I don't know. They're coloring. Now, I don't know if this is a deficiency or if this is just the way the scarlet carrots look. It could be either. The onions over here are doing really well as well. Now, the hyssop is flowering. Now, I don't know if, I've got to look it up. I don't know if the flower is the part that I harvest or if the leaf was the part I was supposed to harvest. So, I really got to look that up before it all goes to completely to flower. So, it'll be sad if I can't use it at all this year. The chives are coming back from how I harvested it last week. Chamomille's in there doing good. Here is a little ladybug on my celery. Angelica is getting really big. I'm going to have to look up what I'm supposed to do with that too. I don't know if that's a leaf thing that I can use the leaves for something or if I have to wait for the flower. Hopefully I can use the leaves. But it puts out these big plumy branchy things, and I have a feeling that's what that's what you use. The thyme doesn't get much light under there. Take that off. Probably just should come out and really deadhead that geranium really well. This, what is this? I'm trying to remember what this is. It's not hyssop because it's hyssop on the other end. It smells. It doesn't smell like lavender. Might be anise. I don't see the tag. So probably when chickens get out and get in the beds and dig around. Yeah. This bee balm on this end is finally blooming. Some more hyssop in here. And it's starting to flower too. I'm getting a lot of nasturtiums now for my salads. They taste like radish. They're really good. The basil, I've been harvesting pretty hard this week. But it's growing well. It's coming back. I've probably got to get some more of these cabbages harvested. That one's quite large. Yeah, at least one of them I need to harvest. Chickens got in here this morning and knocked this poor cauliflower down and nipped it. And they were eating on that one too. They're such little monsters. Brussels sprouts are still I don't think I need to show you those every single week. Okay, the lettuce is starting to come back from that severe pruning my mother gave them, thankfully. There are peppers on almost every plant now, except for that one that won't ever grow. I really ought to just take it out and move it. But here you can see. And I actually picked my first jalapeno this morning. Coming together. And just all kinds. And they're in smaller development on the far side, but there's just as many, if not more. And I still got my cucumbers coming down there, and they've been growing up the trellis. And I picked a couple that were up here this morning. So it's nice to have them actually growing where I'm going to be able to see them a little better. There's still some down at the bottom, but there's one there. And there's one there. So, I don't know, I've been getting about 4 or 5 a week, which is pretty nice. My melon is finally starting to get taller than the bed here, and hopefully it'll start hanging onto the trellis soon. Alright, over here, these onions are sizing up at the bottom. The cabbage the heads are starting to get bigger. The kale is doing fairly well. I don't have high hopes for that cauliflower. That's very small. And the rest of the cauliflower, well, that chicken that got out did a number on it too. I think I should just stop with the cauliflower. I always have bad luck with it. Alright, that one little tomato that I showed you last week is still here, and it's bigger. It's the only one I've seen so far. I haven't gone in here and gotten the suckers off yet, which I need to. Also need to come pick berries, but that's another video. I had one really small yellow zucchini that was molded on the tip. Not sure why. And those other 3 are coming along okay though. There's a lot of crookneck squash forming, but it's not getting very big. And I think the reason is those cosmos. And I'm going to pull out at least half of them, maybe 3/4, so we'll have more light. But there's more, it looks like they're getting some of that rot here too. Ugh, that's not good. So if anybody knows what causes that, let me know. Come on. But there's some good ones coming too, so hopefully, and I'm gonna have to come back, I think, with, this was not like this yesterday. I'm gonna have to come back with some pruners and get the rest, but hopefully the rest of the zucchini that are good will stay good. I may have to plant some up in that first bed I showed you. That's empty that I'm building up again. This one isn't getting any light either because of the cosmos, so it'll be good to get those out of the way. And I guess I can show you the Brussels sprouts from this end since I'm back over here. But they're growing. Those ones not as much as these ones, which get a lot more light. Alright, that is the update for this garden for the week.